which I have so arranged that I can observe the window. As usual, it is Lisa, wife of Wozzeck, the horse butcher, standing there naked, yawning and stretching. She's just got up. The street is old and narrow. Lisa can see us, and we can see her, and she knows it. That is why she is standing there. Suddenly a quirk appears in her big mouth. She laughs, showing all her teeth, and points at the mirror. Her eagle eye has spied it. I'm annoyed at being caught, but act as though I had not noticed, and retreat to the back of the room in a cloud of smoke. After a while I return. Lisa grins. I glance out, but not at her. Instead, I pretend to wave at someone in the street. As an extra flourish, I throw a kiss into the void. Lisa falls for it. She is as inquisitive as a goat. She bends forward to see who is there. No one is there. Now I grin. She gestures angrily at her forehead with one finger and disappears. I don't really know why I carry on this comedy. Lisa is what is called a terrific figure of a woman, and I know a lot of people who would gladly pay a couple of million to enjoy such a spectacle every morning. I, too, enjoy it, but nevertheless it irritates me that this lazy toad, who never climbs out of bed until noon, is so shamelessly certain of her effect. It would never occur to her that there might be men who would not instantly want to sleep with her. Besides, the question does not even greatly interest her. She only stands at the window with her black pony-tail and her impertinent nose, and swings her first-class Carrara marble breasts like an ant waving a rattle in front of a baby. If she had a couple of toy balloons, she would happily wave them. It is all the same to her. Since she is naked, she waves her breasts. She is just completely happy to be alive and to know that all men must be crazy about her, and then she forgets the whole thing and goes to work on her breakfast with her voracious mouth. Meanwhile, Wozzeck, the horse butcher, is slaughtering tired old carriage nags. Lisa appears again. Now she is wearing a false mustache and is beside herself at this witty inspiration. She gives a military salute, and I assume that she is so shameless as to have her eye on old Knopf, the retired sergeant major whose house is next door. But then I remember that Knopf's bedroom window opens on the court, and Lisa is artful enough to know that she cannot be observed from the few other neighboring houses. Suddenly, as though a reservoir of sound has burst its dike, the bells of St. Mary's begin to ring. The church stands at the end of our alley, and the strokes resound as though they fell straight from heaven into our room. At the same time, I see outside the other office window, the one that faces on the court, my employer's bald head gliding by like a ghostly melon. Lisa makes a rude gesture and shuts her window. The daily temptation of St. Anthony has been withstood once more. Georg Kroll is barely 40, but his head is already as shiny as the bowling alley at Bowles Garden Restaurant. It has been shiny as long as I have known him, and that is over 5 years. It is so shiny that when we were in the trenches, where we belonged to the same regiment, a special order was issued that even at the quietest times Georg had to wear his steel helmet. Such would have been the temptation for even the kindliest of enemies, to find out by a shot whether or not his head was a giant billiard ball. I pull myself together and report. Company headquarters, Kroll & Sons. Staff engaged in enemy observation. Suspicious troop movements in the Wozzeck sector.
Aha, Georg says. Lisa at her morning gymnastics. Gotta move on, Lance Corporal Bodmer. Why don't you wear blinders in the morning like the drummer's horse in a cavalry band, and thus protect your virtue? Don't you know what the 3 most precious things in life are?
How should I know that, Attorney General, when life itself is what I'm still searching for?
Virtue, simplicity, and youth, Georg announces. Once lost, never to be regained. And what is more useless than experience, age, and barren intelligence?
Poverty, sickness, and loneliness, I reply, standing at ease.
Those are just different names for experience, age, and misguided intelligence.
Georg takes the cigar out of my mouth. He examines it briefly and classifies it like a butterfly.
Booty from the metalworks.
He takes a beautifully clouded, golden-brown meerschaum cigar holder out of his pocket